What's up, YouTube? My name's Jack Armstrong. They call me Jack Daddy. It is fantastic to see you today. We love Jesus, we love our family, and we love the outdoors, and we like to build things. So come along as we build things, come along as we try them out, come along and I'll show you how you can build them too. And don't forget, like and subscribe. Are y'all ready?
Oh yeah!
All right, so now today, part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure you check my videos in my channel and like, subscribe, follow along. Today, part 2. Follow along as me and Squirrel get this thing built. All right, this is day 3. And we got the trailer pretty much built. It's just a matter of doing the gate. So that's what we're gonna work on now. We're gonna build this gate. All right, so we're building the gate out of some old ramps that Randy found in the scrapyard that he's about to throw away. He saved them, worked out perfect. What we're gonna do is we got this 2-inch angle. We're gonna weld them up to here, right where our tractor tires are gonna be. We've already got that measured out. On the top side, we're just gonna frame the rest of it in with 1.5 inch tubing. And then we'll put us a piece of expanded metal on top of all of it so you can use the whole gate, not just the ramps. And as heavy as this thing is gonna be, we'll probably end up building some type of a lift assist too. You know, not from me, of course, from my wife, or my kids, or Randy. But we'll go ahead and get this welded up. Let's get it. All right, these are our hinges. What we've got is 3 pieces of tubing with some round rod inside of it. We drilled us a hole on the end, put a cotter pin through. On the other end, we just tacked just a little bullet on the end so it can't slide through. That way, if we ever need to take this gate off, we just take these cotter pins out, slide our rod out, and we'll be good to go. Next step is to get this gate on there. We gotta get it set off of this. We're gonna put it on some lower jack stands and hopefully get it squared up to the back of the trailer, and then we'll weld these hinge pins in place, swing it up and down, make sure there's no binding, and then we'll weld it all up. the next thing we're gonna do is finish up this gate. We're getting close. These are gonna be for right here. And what that's gonna do is, anytime we drive something really heavy up on this trailer, like a tractor, this is gonna keep it from picking up the front end of the trailer and the back end of the truck. So this will be like a regular old ramp that has some standoffs. I made them out of some extra roll bar tubing that I had from a bumper I built. That way, I thin them around nice and smooth, so anytime you walk back here, you ain't gotta worry about busting your shin too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and get these welded up on the back of these right under the ramps. Next thing we're going to put on are these D-rings, and you just weld them on, but in order to have a good place to weld them, we're going to put us a piece of 1/4-inch plate cut like a gusset. We're going to put it just on top of both rails, and then we'll mount this on top of that. That'll give us a good place to put our binders, ratchet straps that need heavy stuff. They'll just give us a good place to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and get these tacked on next. All right, Randy's about to plasma cut our light brackets. So these are for our tail lights. What I've got is an old piece of 4-inch tubing. It's cut square, and then he had this template for it's actually a light bracket, but we want it encased. So what he did is he put that on top, drew it out. He's fixing to cut that with the plasma, and that's going to be our tail lights. The next thing we're going to do is address the lights. So what we've got is a piece of tube, we capped it up. Got a 3/4-inch hole in the back or in the side. It's going to be a little turn signal there. We got a cutout for the tail light. We're going to mount it right here, flush with the top, so that it'll stick out about there'll be about a 1/2-inch gap at the bottom. That way, any moisture that gets in there can get out, but also our wires will be able to run through there without having to drill into our side rail. We're going to put those there, and we've got several of these built. So this is just like 3/16 flat bar. What we did is we drilled us a 3/4-inch hole, deburred both sides, so those little lights will stick in these. We're going to mount several of these on the bottom of the rail. Just going to weld them on there, and that'll be like side marker lights. So we'll always be able to tell if we're backing this thing up at night. We'll be able to tell what we got going on. So we're going to have those up under there all along. So we'll go ahead and get these mounting solutions welded up, and then we will finish up our fabricate by welding several of these all across this top rail. So we'll have places to hook ratchet straps and stuff like that. All right, so what we're gonna do with these work just like those big ones, but these aren't rated near what the other ones. The other ones are rated like 12,000 pounds. These are not. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these where on the side, but we're gonna make sure we put them right by where we got our welds, because that way it'll have a lot of holding ability. This is some pretty thick stuff too, so it's gonna be plenty strong enough, and but we still want to use common sense. So we're gonna weld those right inside our rails, so we'll always have somewhere to ratchet strap different things to if we need to. Let's get those put on now. Just one more step in the process. You can see where I've got those pieces of pipe laid up across the top of that channel. We're going to put that down in the channel and weld it there so that our wires for our lights will have something to run in. So that way they'll be able to run all the way down the rail without having to drip down or something like that. You know, they'll be able to run in those pieces of tube, and we can zip tie it up. So I'm going to go ahead and get those welded on now. All right, last thing, and we'll be done with the fab part, is to put a little bushing right here. So we got a bush and we're gonna put it right in the middle. That way, when I pull up my Ranger or something, I can just hook my winch hook into here, or I can put a shackle into here and just winch it down tight and it'll be good to go. Don't have to worry about strapping it down really. So we're gonna go ahead and put this hook or this bushing right here. Randy is washing it down with some Ospo. What's that gonna do for it, Randy?
Convert the rust and act as a primer.
All right, we about to paint this thing. We're just using this right there. We're using this right here. It's Rust-Oleum Farming Implement Paint, gloss black. What we're gonna do is we're gonna mix it and thin it a little bit so we can spray it. We're gonna try to spray this whole trailer with that. Just make it a little easier, quicker anyways. Alright, we got the trailer wiped down with mineral spirits. Randy's finished mixing the paint. We got the hubs wrapped up. Got it sitting up on jack stand on the axles. So now the only thing we gotta do is paint this thing. Once it's painted, let it dry, come back, wire it, hit the boards, be good to go. Let's get it sprayed. Alright, so we're running the wiring today. Before we do the wood, it's really straightforward, so I'm not going to show a whole lot of it. This is my, I guess pigtail, whatever, my wire. That goes 4 flat, goes in the back of the truck. And yellow will be for the back left tail light. Green will be for the back right tail light. This will be the ground that will ground to the frame. And then brown is the running lights. So we're just gonna get those hooked up. You don't need to see a whole lot of that process. Just running the wire down the side of the frame and then hooking them up. All right, we're finishing up. We got all the lights wired up. We're fixing to put some reflective strips across the back. And once we get all these reflective strips on, last thing we'll do will be to put the wood in. So let's get these strips on. All right, we're getting close. We're decking this thing now. It's the last step. We're gonna put all this wood on. Basically what we're gonna do is put it under the lip on both sides and then screw it down in just a few places. So we're not gonna screw it down everywhere on every one of these. We're gonna screw it down in a couple of them just to make sure it holds. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done.